Howdy howlers, it's Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror and I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. Hold on a second. Something terrible has happened. I'm gonna put you in a thing. Writing books, Cass Voight, and books, and Hope's chest. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm here. I swear I do. Where was I? Sometimes I combine those three things, right? So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you're looking to be a witchier witch, you know where to find me. I have been reading through Year of the Witch. I know I've been off for the last couple of days. Monday, I had an appointment with the DMV to get my license renewed. And then yesterday, I had therapy when I normally stream. So I would like to say hello to all the peoples in the comments. I'm really impressed with everybody who is here this morning. Hello, Nicole Swanson. You are the first one there. Hey, Christina. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Kat. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Jenny. Woo! So good to see you guys. My coffee is too hot. It is too hot. All right. I don't remember where we left off. Support this claim. Yes, okay. Oh, hey, Katerina. You are next on my docket after this stream, so that'll be cool. I'm going to work on some different outfits for our heroine. Oh, okay, good. I'm so glad Christina's here. Like, Christina really disappeared there for a hot second. I'm so glad you're feeling better. All right. We'll figure this out. Traditionally, the Celts are believed to have split the wheel of the year into two halves. These two halves, the light half and the dark half, summer and winter, starting with Samhain. Samhain season is the first spoke on the wheel of the dark half. Sorry, my cat is making noises. In good company with Yule, Imbolc, and Ostara. It is also the first of the original Celtic cross-quarter days. Samhain is the big spoke on the year that transitions us from the cycles of birth and growth to the cycle of death. While celebrated by many on the night of October 31st, Samhain is observed November 1st. This is not a hard and fast rule, with many pagans celebrating in the more conglomerate harvest holiday Halloween style, which ranges from the 31st through November 5th. Being a midpoint holiday, however, the actual date of Samhain does change and can be calculated by finding the day in the middle of the autumn equinox and Yule. Oh, I love the exciting. Just look at this. Look at all this. Yay, character outfits. Yay. Happy to be here. Yow! Yeah. Thought that was a person. Who was a person? There are all kinds of. Turtle is a person. All right, the thinning veil. One of the most common phrases we hear about Halloween in the Samhain season is that the veil is thinning. This term has been popular in both spiritual and pulp culture circles. But what does it mean? Many people believe that there is a veil that separates our world from that of spirits. A few times a year, however, this veil becomes thin. The veil becomes noticeably thin during major holidays when deceased loved ones are remembered. That notably marks Samhain, Yule, and around the Jewish Passover or Christian Easter. I guess. Easter does tend to fall on almost 6 months exactly from Samhain, which would make it the sister holiday on the wheel of the year. Samhain is not the only day in which the veil is thin, but it is the period of thinning during the year of the witch. This is significant in many ways for witches who want to seriously manifest and change their lives in the new year. Think about conventional New Year's Day. How many people make wishes, resolutions, and set plans into motion? Nearly all of us. The Witch's New Year is a time when we can do the same exact thing, yet receive all the benefits of a thinned veil. Oh, your cat making, yes. I thought it was a person too, and I was like, but no. No, it was a cat going, brr. Not every person is a person. Some of us are aliens. Yeah. Messages to the spirit world. There is a toxic plant called the angel trumpet. It is a flowering shrub with downward-facing flowers that hang like the ends of a trumpet. This plant has been used throughout history as a messenger to the spirit world. There is no better time than on the eve of the new year when the veil is thin to send a message to your ancestors. Angel trumpet plants bloom their heaviest in fall, so it's perfect time to set your manifestations into action. I don't want to be an alien. I want to be a mystical being that is wondrous to behold. But you are one of those things. But I'll settle for being chunky tinsel that glitters and makes people smile. That, in and of itself, makes you a mystical being that is wondrous to behold. Oh, gotcha, yes. So extraterrestrial. Cats are just ETs on the inside. They have domesticated us to cater their needs. The most pure form of consensual brainwash. Hey, Dahlia, good to see you, love. I don't mind being a bog hag. It suits me. Y'all are delightful. Good morning, Dahlia. Super cool. Angel trumpets have a very easy petitioning system that nearly anyone can use. It should be noted again, however, that these plants are toxic, so they should not be handled with bare hands. To send a message to the spirit world using an angel trumpet, all you need is paper, a pen, a shovel, and an angel trumpet flower. At dawn or dusk, pick your angel trumpet flower. On your piece of paper, write exactly who you are petitioning and why. Fold this paper up and place it in the flower. To finish your petition, bury the trumpet as the sun sets or rises. Dahlia shall work while listening. It's quite soothing. Oh, thank you. I am glad that you like it. Hey, Natalie. Making me smile too. Absolutely. Back to work. Also, I want to talk to you about Saturday. All right, where was I? Mythology of Samhain. There is more than one amazing Irish myth regarding Samhain, from the adventures of Nera to the wooing of Emer. It is quite notable that there is more than one story involving our Irish hero Cuchulainn around the same time of Samhain. Damn you, Welsh. Or Irish. I can't pronounce Irish stuff either. Around the time of Samhain, from the wooing of Emer to the sickbed of Cuchulainn. These stories and epics, while no longer told around a bonfire, are still integral parts of what makes these surviving traditions grounding and unique. There is more than one amazing Irish myth regarding Samhain. From the event, I read that already. Try what is any harvest holiday without a Thanksgiving as well? The heart of Samhain is not associated with any particular deity, but encompasses all gods, goddesses, and other deities that join us during the time of the thin veil and closer connection. I disagree, but that's just my year, not everybody's year, right? Hi, BC Brown. Wow, I'm surprised to see you this morning. How you doing? Yeah, I disagree about that. I think Samhain is the time of the mother, I think it is, and then Imbolc is the time of the crone. I can't remember now. Sup! This is not to say that these particular deities must be worshipped or acknowledged, but if you do happen to work with any of them, it would be a great time of year to set up a task-oriented altar. In many Wiccan traditions, the goddess takes the form of the triple goddess, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Ding, ding, ding. This is the counterpart of the horned god, who has just been introduced, not just this year, to my practice. The literal embodiment of Samhain is the crone. Aha. The crone is the last and first stage of the triple goddess. She is the last stage before death, but the first stage of the matriarchy of the triple goddess, and as such holds the most knowledgeable and powerful role. Yay! Yeah, I watched your Vlogmas thing and was very happy. It was so good to see you. I'm going to make my video after this, I think. That's going to be a thing. While there are many forms of the triple goddess, the most widely associated with Samhain is Hecate. Interestingly enough, Hecate is a Greek goddess, yet is widely associated with the Celtic festival of Samhain. While in her crone aspect, she is the goddess of the underworld. This association is not fully why she is linked to Samhain. In celebrating the seasons of life, Samhain to Ostara, Aisling, Gaia, tells us the Romans knew her and introduced the Celts to her when the Caesars' empire extended through Western Europe and into Britain. At this time of year, Hecate also commonly goes by the title of the Dark Goddess. So does Kali, so does there's also the Dark Mother, who there are a slew of goddesses. I did some study on this, like who the Dark Mother is, and in different cultures and all of that jazz. The Dark Goddess is the name of the crone embodiment of the triple goddess. Some do consider them two separate goddesses, but I believe that the dark goddess is the ever-growing and ever-changing goddess Hecate, made modern for our modern lives, I guess. The dark goddess embodies mystery, the moon, inner self, and our shadow selves. Samhain season allows us a dedicated time to appreciate, acknowledge, and work with our moon self. Rituals of Samhain. Some of my fondest childhood memories actually revolve around autumn holidays and specifically Samhain. My mom was an Irish folk witch, same as me, and Samhain also happened to be her favorite holiday, tied with the whole Yule season. Her wisdom that has never left me was this. Halloween, i.e. Samhain, starts on the first harvest moon you see in October and ends the first week of November. This has stuck with me all my adult life, and I start my Samhain rituals on the night of the first harvest moon I see in October. This past year, that would have been August 1st, or October 1st, excuse me. We had the harvest moon on October 1st and then the blue moon on Halloween proper. The memory is the first intuitive indicator I have to begin working with my ancestors. Author Ashley Nogueira describes Samhain as a family reunion, and I absolutely love that analogy because it simply and succinctly cuts to the core of this festival: family, spiritual connection, Thanksgiving, ending and beginning. The Dumb Supper. I'm familiar with all of these. This is cool. I thought I was thought I would learn something new. I guess my knowledge of Samhain is pretty good. The veil is thin this time of year, and our ancestors and recently lost family members are easier to contact and include in our daily lives. One of the more common Samhain traditions is what is known as a dumb supper, or a dinner with the dead. A dumb supper is a meal that not only memorializes, and remembers loved ones and ancestors, but also invites them back into our lives for the duration of a meal. Dumb suppers can be held any time of year and for any reason, but they are usually observed on Samhain. My Samhain celebration lasts multiple days, and I lay an ancestral place setting for each meal that we'll be celebrating, with a full food setting on the night of Samhain. There are two main ways to perform a dumb supper. The more common traditional way is to hold a meal in complete silence, hence the name dumb or speechless supper. This is to show reflection and respect. Typically, a meal is prepared and extra place settings are made at the table for the deceased loved ones and ancestors. The meal is conducted in all seriousness, and each person considers their own private memories with those who are no longer with us. Don't worry about a wandering spirit joining your table. There is little to no risk of other spirits joining you at this time due to the fact that you are only inviting those of your blood. The second way to hold a dumb supper, and my preferred way, is what I affectionately refer to as an Irish supper. This meal is anything but quiet and ruminating. When I hold my dumb supper, I want my relatives and ancestors to feel as loved and as joyful as when they were here. This version is loud, full of great food, full of alcohol, and an absolute celebration of everything that is great about being alive. This supper has 3 courses, and everything is handmade. Our ancestors didn't eat Twinkies, and neither should we when we are inviting them into our homes. 3 is the number of the maiden, mother, and crone, and so serving 3 courses is symbolic to the spirit of the season. Similar to how American Thanksgiving always has turkey or Christmas has a ham, my Samhain dumb supper is always based on a lamb meal. I try to use in-season local food or produce from my garden, as opposed to out of season or processed foods as much as possible. Course 1 is usually homegrown creamy butternut squash soup and soda bread. Course 2 is lamb Wellington with Brussels sprouts and asparagus. God damn, I want lamb Wellington. Course 3 is berry et messe, which is berry cream parfait. It's not necessary that you have the same menu as me or even have any of these items at all. What is important is that you are as authentic to your own bloodline and heritage as possible. Did any of your deceased family members eat a restricted diet? Cook for it if you can. Excuse me. It's not that they'll actually eat the food, but the energy and effort you put into making your guests feel comfortable counts. Just because your guests are not physically present doesn't mean you didn't invite them, and serving foods that they are used to will show respect for them in your life and home. We can, of course, cook other dishes to go along with the deceased's favorites, and we do for our vegetarian family members. Typically, however, this is the format and menu for nearly every Samhain dinner I've ever held. Don't mess with a good thing, am I right? Dairy and animal products in general are quite important to the ancestral aspect of the celebration. Samhain was a time for our ancestors to cull their livestock for the harsh winter months, and there was often a surplus of meat and dairy products this time of year. If you do not have any dietary restrictions preventing it, I encourage you to be as authentic to that as possible. You might host a dumb supper solo, with your immediate family, or with a group. For each of these scenarios, there are different ways to set the table. Typically, if I am alone for a dumb supper, I will sit at the foot of the table and make place settings in every other seat for specific people while creating the head of the table for my ancestral line at a large. It is important to serve these plates and places before you come to yourself, being the last of the living line present at the table. If you are hosting a dumb supper with immediate family, you can sit on one long side of the table with your partner across from you on the other side. The head and foot of the table on your left-hand side should be made in tribute to your family, while your right-hand side will be for your partner. Oh, I see. This way, our family will always be on our left side, symbolically closest to our hearts and minds, while still being connected to the family at large. In group settings, you follow the same principle as outlined above and have the place setting for your family directly to your left. This will mean that every other place setting is made available. Your family's settings should be adorned with items and articles they particularly liked, such as alcohol, food, candy, photographs, if you feel so inclined. This is to bring the spirit of your direct family to join in the congregation of celebration and commemoration. Your line is special. Make sure they feel that way through your words and actions during this time. And then it's got this recipe for homegrown creamy butternut squash soup. And then it's got a ritual. I don't know. Do you guys want to hear the ritual or should I skip to Yule? As you can tell, I'm kind of in a Yule sort of spirit. Fuck 2020, man. I need as much joy as possible. Hey, Spence. Didn't see you come in. Didn't see you come in. Yeah. I'm going to skip the ritual because I think we can all make our own rituals, right? Yule. Okay. Let's talk about Yule, the new moon. Are they all new moons? I wonder. No, they are not. Okay. In the beginning, there was darkness. Yule, Yule. All right. It's still time enough to put some of the Yule stuff into practice. Yes, absolutely. Before the light came, before days and nights, solstices and equinoxes, there was only darkness. We are born out of darkness, and we return to the darkness when we pass. We are. This darkness is as much a part of us as we are of it. The presence of it is felt heavy through the section of the wheel of the year. The first dark harvest in the wheel is Samhain, which is marked by a thinner veil, reverence for the dead, and harvesting plants and livestock. Yule, the second dark harvest, is marked by these same features as some brighter ones as well. Yule, a Germanic origin festival, also known as winter solstice, is the second spoke on the dark side of the modern wheel of the year. It is a rich cultural folk holiday that has unique roots in nearly every culture. Though of Yuletide invoke just as much light as darkness. From holly to garlands, wreaths, cookies, lights, and Yule logs, the pagan roots of this season are still an active part of secular and spiritual life. Interestingly enough, Yule has not always been directly synonymous with the winter solstice and has instead been referred to as its own season. To be fair, when talking about Yule season, we should really start during the first week of December, ding ding ding, which some of the other pagan and spiritual holidays start. These feast days lead us into the holiday season, so it would be fair to say that it starts there. I don't know about you guys, but I was talking about this to Katerina. Was so my mom was Lutheran when I was born. Basically, she left the church, but she still celebrated some of the holidays. So on December 5th or December 6th, one of the two, was always St. Nicholas Day. And that is when we would put up the tree. That's when we put up the decorations. And we'd put our shoes just outside the door so that St. Nick could throw money or chocolate gelt into our shoes overnight. Because we lived in an apartment for much of my youth. And from apartment to apartment, Army brat. So we left our shoes outside, and while I didn't believe Santa would leave presents under the tree for our kids, I did believe for the longest time that he was going from house to house putting gelt in shoes. So that was a really great tradition that if I had kids or if I was around for Kalia, I would totally teach her that shit. Because I think my sister was too young to remember it. Because we stopped doing the gelt thing when I stopped believing in Santa Claus. I think it was a preteen at the time. I was all about a spirit who could, at least in passing, kind of like a mailman, could at least drop something off at the door rather than entering each house. I'm in an apartment. I don't have a chimney. Right? How about you guys? Did you have any wacky little Christmas traditions that you did before Christmas time? I have a friend who They have Scandinavian roots, and there's this candle that you burn all month long, or for like an hour a night or whatever, and it has this like paper mobile that the heat makes it spin. It's actually very cool, and I kind of wish I could start doing that. I think it's really cool, but it doesn't make sense for me to do the things. Leaving things outside, like on your doorstep, is a rocky idea around here. Yeah, it's a rocky idea around here too, because I have it. Yeah, because people steal packages off of porches and stuff. Celebrate their kinks in a signal sense. I'm not sure what you mean. Christmas was regular, but we did have a New Year's tradition, but we're not there yet. I have a New Year's tradition too, because I grew up Buddhist. So, and that's really the only holiday that Buddhists celebrate is July 1st. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal for Japanese people. Like swingers, if you leave a broom on your doorstep, it means you're down for that. I think it's clever. Oh. I have a broom on my porch. Is that what that means? Should I bring that broom back inside? We did stockings. I have stockings, but we never put anything in them. I kind of want that to change, but I never have the random goodies to throw in there. I have like cocoa and stuff like that, so I might throw that in there. Yeah. Maybe some Legos. My mom worked 3 jobs while I was growing up, so I was lucky if she didn't work constantly and had time to put up a tree. Yeah, the reason why my husband puts it up on Black Friday is because that was the only day that he would have available to put it up, because otherwise he was always at work. The candle burning idea is really cool. Yeah, couldn't do it since we have a buttload of cats who are too curious, but it's a nice tradition. The one who is usually like on my person or in my lap, or the Himalayan, when she was a kitten, she got too close to a candle, burned off half of her whiskers, and she almost burned her tail once too, but I just, god damn it, I just moved the candle. It's just easier to do the things. And so on and so on. If you aren't in the social group for the specific kink, you could end up sending the wrong signal on accident. Luckily, a lot of people here are understanding about it. We opened one present on Christmas Eve. I like that tradition too, but my husband won't do that for some reason. With the promise we didn't wake her up until after 9 a.m. Jokes on her. I like sleeping in. Yeah. I have a broom on my porch too. Maybe I should bring that inside. Advent candles, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of miss Advent calendars. Like, I thought about making one, but it doesn't make sense if you're making one for yourself. It doesn't make sense. I could see making one for my sister. That'd be fun. Or maybe one for Greg with like a different Lego thing. But that's hard because he does the Lego Advent calendar anyway. So just don't know who to give an Advent calendar. Should I make one? I have enough stuff that I'm like, even just sitting around me right now, that I could totally put together an advent calendar. The broom is specifically for the base I live on. I'm not sure if it changes from place to place, so you should be fine. Oh, okay. My family has been depressed for generations, so we've developed a cynicism for traditions. Oh, that cycle is breaking with me and my sister, though. The few traditions we are clinging to rabidly. I definitely understand that. Definitely understand that. In the stockings, we put coins, chocolate coins, oranges, candy canes, small trinket gifts. So I can do like gelt and orange, like tangerines, cloven fruit, especially for my husband, and witch's balls, maybe. Something tells me my husband would, I don't know. Stocking exchange. We can draw names and mail stockings. Oh, that's interesting. We have a delightful wall calendar that my mom and grandma made out of felt that goes up on the first, and every day after you put an ornament on the tree. Oh, that's so cute. My mom put candy, lip balms, cute keychains, and magnets, tiny toys, more candy, fancy soap. I have a ton of stuff like that. I and I have. I'm pretty sure I have another stocking that I could like send to someone. My sister makes them for Etsy now. Oh, that's cool. Chocolate advent calendars. We used to do that a lot, like every year when I was a kid. I think if my mom still hung around for Christmas, she's in Florida right now, but we don't hang out for Christmas, and which sucks because I love celebrating Christmas with my mom. She does cookies and chocolate advent calendars and chocolate oranges and all that stuff. She makes special cookies, like these almond shortbread-ish cookies. Oh my god. It's a Pennsylvania Dutch recipe. It's so freaking good. My partner and I are trying to develop our own traditions since we didn't have them growing up. Well, cool. We can get into like the witch's balls. My ex-mother-in-law used to do that with our stockings. They were small trinket gifts and candles and the like. I really enjoyed that tradition. We had one or two similar traditions, so those are kept. But we are the kind that like to do our own thing, so we make our own traditions as well. I want to hear your own traditions. What do you do? Dahlia too. With the advent calendars, I'm assuming. That lip balm that sure came in useful, and who doesn't like a candle? I know, right? Chocolate oranges. I think I might. So Friday I might hang out with a friend, but I might look for, because I'll go to a store anyway to get stuff to hang out with my friend. We usually eat charcuterie and drink wine and stuff. And don't worry, we'll be socially distanced and whatnot. But I wonder if getting into chocolate orange for my husband would even work. Like, would he eat it? I don't know. Most years we have a giant multi-generational 100+ cousin Christmas party. Jesus, For the longest time growing up, we'd have cookie house decorating competitions. Gigi would make houses out of graham cracker. That's amazing. That blows my mind. Sorry, Chad, I just get so excited about chocolate oranges. Chocolate covered honeycomb sounds amazing. And the kids would go nuts with unpasteurized royal icing and a wide array of candies to make the prettiest house. That's so cool. Oh, sorry. Hi, Penumbra. So good to see you. I make peanut and almond brittles. Yum. Fudges, divinity. What is divinity? Hard candy and sweet bars. Graham base. We do the usual one present on Christmas Eve and spaghetti dinner. Spaghetti dinner, huh? On Christmas Day, we have our own tradition. When Santa comes, we shake the bells on our tree after the presents are placed. Oh. Yay! Time for the work thing. I'll stream you in the background and chat as I can. All right, have fun at work. I'm only doing this for the next 15 minutes anyway. Yes. Okay. Nearly every culture has a holiday around the winter solstice, so the particular day is not specific to Celtic cultures or even owned by pagans. Nearly every spiritual practice can appreciate the importance of the darkest day of the year, the descent we took to get there, and the rebirth coming into the new year. A recent thing that I've started doing is celebrating the longest night, because I'm goth and I like night, and it's the longest night of the year. Oh wait. I am hopeless at candy making. I blame my mother. Then a ham and sides for dinner. My favorite one we've done so far is that before Bailey wakes up, we sprinkle stuffed animal stuffings around the tree and exchange one gift between the two of us. Why do you put stuffing around the tree? I'm trying to candy pecans this year. Oh, cool. Hey, put that in. Put those in the thing. The stocking. Yeah. Typical toddler madness when she wakes up. Hey, Brianna. How's it going, bye? Haven't seen you in a while. I made my mom cook goose after Muppet Christmas Carol for a few years. I make layered fudges and custom hard candies. I was offered a job by our neighbor who has a pot shop, but I am allergic to cannabis and could only talk to him through making the candies or the cake after his... Oh, I see. Cook ruined nearly $1,000 worth of canola oil and can of butter. Holy Spiced pecans are my life. My mom is super into candied, not pecans, almonds. I think. Whenever I ask her if she wants anything from the Ren Fair, I usually get her candied nuts of some kind. When looking at the origins of Yule, we find an interesting and slightly fuzzy history. The word Yule is English in origin, deriving from the Old English Yule, which translates to Christmastide. This Old English word is thought to have been derived from the Old Norse Yule, which was a pagan winter solstice festival. The first time we get into the word Yule in its more modern forms occurred in the 15th century. What we can tell, however, looking at this rough etymology, is that modern Yule, which is now a largely English and Anglican-influenced traditional holiday, has its roots in heathen Germanic and Norse practice and legend. Even with this interesting dichotomy between Yule origin, many modern pagan practitioners follow the traditions of the Wiccan-influenced Yule, which has its origins in the English version of the festival. Yes. Still struggling to make my fictional witches stick to the plot? I'm doing great. Darn. I feel like I have stuff stuck in my teeth and I don't. The cotton thing around the tree is just for pizzazz. That's cool. We don't demolish the stuffed animals. We buy some in a bag a few years ago and we're like, this would look good around the tree. That's cool. We did not know you couldn't put it in the hot sugars or it scorched the oil and it evaporated. Oh no. Appreciation for the cookie and candy talk. Yas. And it stuck. We just changed it up once Bailey was born because she put everything in her mouth for the longest time. So now we are about to go back to what we started with, like cotton balls. Around a Christmas village, but bigger, like it snowed in the house. That's a really cool idea. I think my cat would eat it, so I probably shouldn't do it, but it's a thought. After we got our Chihuahua Jack Russell rescue, we had to stop putting Banning for snow because he shreds it. Yeah. I think my black cat would probably destroy everything. He used to climb into the tree and just like hang out there, but that's when he was little, when he was a kitten. And I think he's upset that he can't fit in the tree anymore. So now he spends as much time around the tree as possible. It's really cute. I think he likes the tree. Pillow murder scene. My partner and I started our own Christmas village this year. I'm going to show it on Vlogmas soon. I'm going to show my husband's Christmas village as well. He makes a Lego Christmas village, but I think it's still in progress, so I'm not going to show it just yet. That is basic candy making. All of that oil ruined. Yule is my favorite because the day after the winter solstice is the day of light returning. Exactly. Also, I should put that I'm sentimental about my stuffed animals, so to make them watch me gut one of their friends would be morbid. Feel that. When I practiced baking, I didn't seem able to learn much baking, but I did learn the hard way that molten caramel is very hot. Yes, like really hot. Oh, yes it is. I felt that in my bones. Yikes. Try twisting molten hard candy into spirals, you know. I love Christmas villages. Can't wait to see them. Yeah. Two things that I kind of want to spoil regarding my husband's Christmas town. So we do a Halloween town and we do a Christmas town. And he alternates between using Star Wars sets and using Marvel sets. So if, for instance, we use Star Wars for Halloween, we're using Marvel for Christmas. And like the two that crack me up the most are he has every Iron Man ever created, and so he made a choir of Iron Man suits and put them on like bleachers. It's super cute, and totally works for Tony's ego too. And that the Christmas tree star is being put on by Spider-Man, who is flying in from the Daily Bugle. It's really cute. Yeah. Wait a bit to show it. Yeah. I can't wait to see your Christmas village. Being that you are a witch and he is a Satanist, like, your Christmas village is going to be the bee's knees. It's going to be great. That is rad. Now I'm super excited. The cook went to culinary school and Ed hired her because she claimed to be a candy maker and a baker, but she was, well, Pinterest fails were better than hers. Oh. I bet Jarvis has a lovely singing voice. I bet he does. I bet he does. I have 4 candles and a box of candles. And then the last of this candle. There are 2 weeks in there. Damn. Greg burned down my writing candle, which kind of makes me sad, but oh well. He bought me new candles. I almost ended up in the hospital after teaching him and his wife how to properly make candy. Oh, because of the reaction to the cannabis. My sister's allergic to it too, so I get it. Okay. So I guess you could say that would be a Stark addition to any Christmas village. Oh! Yes. And the holidays are a great time for candles. Yes, I agree. Because it gets dark sooner. So, like 5 o'clock or so, the sun is at such a point where, like, this would be completely dark. So, I turn on the tree, I light some candles, I have all those lights in my dining room. After my chemo, I developed a violent allergy to cannabis, but they were good people and I wanted to help them. Used to make candles for all my friends each year during my previous marriage, but I got out of doing that for some reason. I should start doing it again. That's really cute. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to tell my husband that one. I hope you get lots of rest. Oh yeah, how long ago was that? This event. Dead. Yeah. So dumb. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oddly enough, I don't think we have a lot of X-Men. I don't think he has a lot of X-Men minifigs. Should have thought of that. That'll be a gift in the future, I think. X-Men minifigs. Candles and lights. Have a hard time with candles because allergies go nuts. Like soy. Do you have an allergy to soy? Because so many candles are made with soy these days that might fuck with your allergies. Like, whoa. Hi, Jenny. Welcome back. Now that I'm wrapping up, thank you all for joining me today for the end of Samhain and the entry into Yule. We got pagan Yule versus heathen Yule, customs of lore and Yule, Odin and the Wild Hunt, and Yuletide traditions. So we'll talk about that stuff tomorrow. X-Men for Xmas. That's day one, bro. I know, right? That was 7 years ago, but I'm recovering from COVID. Our tests are negative now, but the doctor said don't breathe cold air for a few months. I have a farm in Colorado, and it's winter, which is terrible. Who's doing the work on the farm then? Jokes. I would never have thought of that if you didn't say anything. If anyone has a gambit sneaking a present in the Christmas sock of a very annoyed rogue, I need a picture of that. I was here for part of it anyway. No. I get headaches from cheap candles. I do too. I don't get cheap candles. I get like handmade, like fancy schmancy candles. I have 2 introvert retreat candles. I have 2 Fireside candles. Actually 3 because one of them's upstairs. And then I've got a bunch of like Yankee candles. 99% sure no soy. It's the smoke. Because Mr. Spence got me a coffee cup warmer that melts my candies but doesn't burn them and it doesn't aggravate me. So it's the smoke that you have a problem with. That's also why you get these things. I got a spooky one, right? Because I'm spooky as fuck. But these also minimize the smoke that comes out, and you got to trim your wicks so smoke isn't that prominent. You make your own candies, do the work, and the doctor just looked at me and said, just don't breathe outside like air is somehow optional when carrying a bale of hay or grain. Yeah, Fireside are the best. Yeah, I think so too, but I think Greg thinks that they're a little perfumey. My favorites are Alchemists, the Alchemist's Room, Lab, I think it's called, and the Temple. And I have Dragon Queen as well, but it's all right. Countdown to Christmas calendar. This is what the calendar looks like. She's overcharging, but I found it. Check it out. Got my youngest a candle warmer because she's allergic to smoke. I use a candle warmer for the candles that I have burned down to the point where they will no longer burn. So I want to make use of the last of the wax. My posture is existing. I bought thanks. I bought witchy ones with herbs and stones and glitter because pixie dust. Oh, the witches' candles, spell candles. Temple and Dragon Queen. Dragon Queen is a bit strong for a small room. I agree. All right. It is 11:02. I have work to do. And I love you guys. We will talk again tomorrow. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.